Welcome to Killy TV. Thank you very much for joining us on another episode of Getting to Know You as we get inside the heads of the players and find out exactly what makes them tick and really get to know them just that little bit better. We really, of course, hope that you are continuing to stay safe as we edge closer to the start of the all-new Scottish Premiership season for 2021. Remember to get your season passes from kilmarnockfc.co.uk so you can watch games here on Killy TV. Now, today, we're joined by a man who's played for Colchester United, Hartlepool and Portsmouth. But before we meet the man, let's have a look at some of his best bits. Nicke, thank you very much for joining us on Killy TV. How is your second week of contract training going?
Yeah, it's been good. It was a little bit frustrating, obviously, not being able to train as usual. But yeah, like you said, second week of contact training, so it's going well. It's going really well.
You've had a new squad number for the new season ahead. You're now, I believe, number 11. That's right.
Yeah, number 11 this year.
Does that add a little bit more pressure on now that you've got such a prominent number? When you look back at this is more for Killy fans, but players that have wore that jersey like Danny Invincible, Eric Scorer, Ali Mitchell. There's been a William Gross. There's been a lot of great players for Kilmarnock that have wore the number 11 shirt. You clearly feel you can do that justice this season, can't you?
Yeah, obviously I would like to do that justice. For me, I think it was just literally just a change of number, and yeah, I'm literally going to be trying to do my best regardless of the number. I've got goals as well to aim towards, and yeah, I'll give my best for the team at all times.
Are you quite a superstitious guy? I know a lot of the guys and a lot of football players in general are quite kind of superstitious about sports person in general as well. Superstition about their numbers. Is that a number that you wanted to have, or have you got one that would have been a preference?
No, it literally became available, and I thought, you know what, let's go for a little bit of a lower number. And yeah, 11 is a great number to have, and hopefully I can hold it upright.
Let's have a quick chat then about your debut at Kilmarnock Queen's Park in the Scottish Cup. It was a 6-0 demolition of them. You've come off the bench, having basically just driven up the night before. Was that the ideal game, really, just to kind of, we were coasting, and you've come off the bench with not a lot of pressure? Was that kind of the ideal start for you?
Yeah, I would say so, because it literally went from a game with no pressure to a game with a lot of pressure. Obviously, playing against Celtic afterwards. But yeah, I feel like it was a nice way to come into the game, just go into the game. Team's already winning. Just to introduce myself, get a few touches on the ball. Obviously, the first game, and yeah, luckily it came off my hip and went in. So you take them as they come. So that was good way to start.
Off your hip. I'm sure at the time we said it come off your backside on Killie TV. There was a bit of dispute there. Even the commentary team weren't sure if it come off your hip or your backside, but they all count, and that's the main thing. It's being there at the right time, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, they all count. So is especially when it's your first one as well. First one, if it comes off your hip, your head, it doesn't really matter, does it? So.
No, absolutely. And I think, like you say, it was a great start for you. I think a lot of Kilmarnock fans didn't really know what to expect, and the fact that you've come off the bench and scored. I want to ask you about the theme tune. Obviously, we're kind of renowned for playing, kind of topical theme tunes for players scoring, and of course, you got the theme tune. First of all, how well could you hear it out in the middle of the park?
Yeah, I heard it like loud and clear that one, because obviously the crowd were clapping, and then just running back to the centre spot to have kickoff, and you can hear it going off. So it was funny as well.
Was it quite funny? Yeah, like somebody had said to me, "Oh, Nicke Kabamba was pure raging with you," and I no, he wasn't. We spoke to him after the game. And...
No, I was laughing, but I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming at all. So when it came on, I was like, oh, I didn't know how to react.
I turned around to Billy Bowie at the time. He sits just behind me, and the rest of the directors, and every one of them was they were gutting themselves. There was plenty of laughter, and I think it just eased you into your Killie life quite nicely, did it not?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, definitely. That just made things nice and easy. Obviously, felt welcoming. The theme tune's always funny to hear.
You've got two theme tunes now, so which isn't too bad. But we'll have to fire them out, and hopefully when the fans are back in the stadium, we can fire them up in the new season. Yeah,
definitely. Cool. All of us in the change room can't wait for the fans to come back in. So obviously, it's going to be a few games behind closed doors, but fingers crossed the fans can be back in sooner rather than later.
See, on your debut, let's continue to talk about the Queen's Park game just now. You, like we say, you had come up basically overnight. It was a very last minute thing to get the deal over the line. You've come in, you didn't really know anybody, you didn't really get a chance to meet anyone, so you're sat in the dressing room, the manager's saying his stuff, Alex Dyer's saying his stuff, the boys are obviously trying to kind of get to know you at the same time as well. You're putting your jersey on. What's going through your head at that particular time in a completely alien environment?
I think I sort of got lost in myself a little bit, just sort of thinking to myself that this is another opportunity for you to be playing at such a great level. The only pressure that I'm going to be putting on myself is going to be coming from me. So I just made sure when I went out there, I just went nice and relaxed and just tried to do the best I could. And obviously, scoring has made it nice and easier.
Remind us of how the deal came about for those that haven't seen the initial interview we did in January.
Yeah, so I got a phone call from the gaffer maybe 2 days prior to the game. And obviously I've already moved up north from where I'm originally from. So I'm from London. And then I moved up to Hartlepool, which was like 4 hours away from home already. So I'm playing for Hartlepool, got this phone call off the gaffer. And he said, yeah, so we're up in Scotland. So I'm thinking that's even further away. But obviously I'm like, Kilmarnock, they're in the Premier League. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. It's an opportunity I can't turn down at all. Had to speak to my family, speak to my missus, just to get a few things sorted before I could actually make the journey down. And then as soon as that was all sorted, straight away I was in the car and drove up. So it was another 3.5 hours driving up. So yeah, that was in my legs just before the game. And then I was on the bench and I come on and scored. So it was a good but busy few days.
Well, that kind of always happens in football, I suppose, especially around about the transfer deadline days. Things can be really quickly, and you just don't know where you're going to end up going. You've had quite a decent career before you came to Kilmarnock. I think you played was it for Burnham? You played about 40 appearances. You've scored 18 goals there. You've had a good career at Hartlepool United as well, Portsmouth as well. So you've been about a little bit as well. You've scored 33 goals at another club as well. I think it was Hampton and Richmond Borough. So you've got a lot of goals in you, Nicke, don't you?
Yeah, that's I would say that's one of my key attributes, knowing where the goal is, and like I've said before, that's the main thing I'm here to do. So score goals and even try to create goals. So it's the hardest part of football, but when you get it done, it's the most rewarding.
Do you think then, we're looking back at some of the clubs that you've been at there, and a lot of that is kind of lower league English football, but there's a really great standard there, and I think it's probably maybe fair to say it's a bit of an untapped kind of gold mine when you look at Alan Power and the rise at Lincoln City that he's had as well. On top of that as well, I think Mitchie Pinnock's played down there as well. You know, I think the likes of Dover and things like that. So there's a lot of guys have played at, you know, that kind of level alongside you or there or thereabouts, and it's certainly somewhere to look for good players, isn't it?
Sorry. It's my missus. 2 seconds. She's downstairs. Give me 2 seconds.
Aye, no problem.
She just called me.
There we go. We're shot into now, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Nicke Kabamba lets his good lady in the front door.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry.
You now have to introduce your good lady to the camera, mate, for us, because we did actually just say that. Tell her to put her head into the shot. Get us to put her head into the shot.
You've got to say hello now.
Hiya, hello.
Hello. We can't see you though. This is for TV, not radio.
Hiya, sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Punchin has signed for Kilmarnock, it seems. So we were talking there before we were rudely, how rude from your good lady, before we were rudely interrupted, we were talking about lower leagues in English football, and you look at the rise of Alan Power, a bit of a cult hero at Lincoln City. Mitchie Pinnock's played at the likes of, I think, AFC AFC Wimbledon, yourself down at Hartlepool, Colchester. You got a good move to Portsmouth, who are a massive club, but I think a lot of the lower leagues in England is probably, fair to say, a bit of an untapped gold mine, is it not?
Yeah, I would agree, because there's a lot of players that sometimes, when things don't work out on the higher levels, they then drop down to Conference, League Two. So yeah, there's a couple of gems there. It's just a tough league to be in. So I think maybe some managers know that it's such a tough league to be in. Some players get stuck in there a little bit and just need to be given a chance. Some players that have come out of there done really well. And yeah, I'm happy to be one of the players that's come out of there and been able to play here.
How different is it, like, you know, the likes of Hartlepool or Colchester and that kind of league? How different is it to the Premier League in Scotland? Aaron McGowan and other players have said probably up here's maybe a little bit more honest than what you get in English football. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, I'll definitely agree. And I think as physical as Scottish football is, it's like in non-league, there's a lot of physical clubs there as well. And I think with Scottish football, it's definitely there's a bit more, way more quality as well. Because obviously coming from the conference is a bit of a lower level, so you've got so much more quality in Scottish football. You've got players that have played European football, international football. So I think that's where the gap is really, in the quality of the players.
Do you see a kind of an improvement in your own ability and like just the way that you go about things now? Obviously, you've made that step up to the Scottish Premier League. You're saying there about playing with guys that have got international football. Even guys in our squad as well have played, the likes of Kurt Broadfoot as well, played at Stuart Finlay, playing at the highest level they can in their country. Has that kind of brought you on a lot more? I know you've only been here since January. We've not had a lot of football, but have you seen a difference in yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've seen a difference in myself. I think it's a bit more demanding because, like you said, you're playing players that have played international football, played in big cup games, finals. So I think it's just a case of when you take the step up, you have to find it in yourself because it's very demanding in training. It's very demanding. So no one wants to lose, even in the small-sided games, possession. No one wants to lose. So yeah, you push yourself, and obviously when you're being around players that are hungry to do better and strive, it definitely pushes you forward to improve.
We're saying there you've not had since you came in January, that we got quite a few games. We got to see quite a lot of you. You've given us a pretty decent return already for your starts and for the amount of minutes that you've played. But then obviously lockdown came. How much of the lockdown did you spend in Kilmarnock before you went back down to London?
So I actually stayed in Kilmarnock sort of 80% of the time because obviously just for like health reasons, like my parents, I didn't really want to be too close to them, sort of giving them a bit of space. So obviously, with this pandemic that's going on, and same with my partner as well. So we decided to stay up here for a little bit longer than we would have thought. We did get back down just to see them, just to say hello and see how they are, just to see a few friends and a few bits of family. But it was tough. But that's what happens when you're a football player. You got up and down, left and right. You can be anywhere. You can be anywhere around the world.
Yeah, this is probably a thing that a lot of supporters maybe don't think of. They see footballers as machines. They see them as maybe people that don't have a lot of emotion. And it's the great thing about these interviews is we kind of get to delve deep and really see, inside a player's head. And you're 8 hours or so away from home in the car. That's a hell of a drive. That's a heck of a distance to be away from home. It must have been really tough for the two. I mean, you'd be living in each other's pockets all the time, but the fact that you couldn't get to see, I know you can Zoom and Skype and FaceTime and whatnot, but the fact that you couldn't get to see family in person, that would have been really tough, eh?
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of things that sort of people don't understand how tough it is being a football player, being away from family. If you're traveling, the days off that we get, you need to try and make the most of it. Sometimes get back. Like you said, for me, it's like a 7-hour drive. Then I've got to drive there. Then I've got to drive back. So that's 14 hours when you add it all together. But it's tough. It's a part of the game. And that's why since I've been here, because it's been so welcoming, it sort of eases on the harder side of things, like with the traveling and the distance. So when you're enjoying your football, that doesn't affect you as much. But yeah, it's tough. Not just for me, for everyone that's got family that's quite far away. It's been tough, but we've got through it, and hopefully we can come out of here stronger.
You stay quite close to one of the supermarkets in the town. I'm assuming that any time you go shopping, there will be Kelly fans. You're saying that everyone's been really welcoming, and that's really what being part of the Kelly family is all about, is we're all just as one. I'm assuming that people will still come up to you in the likes of Morrison's or Tesco or Asda, wherever you do your shopping, and they'll try and have a bit of banter with you, do they?
Yeah, definitely. It's funny when you see the kids, because the kids are like, because I've cut my hair, they're like, is that Nick or is that not Nick? And I'll just nod at them just to let them know it is me, yeah. Because before I had a high top, didn't I? So I cut it all off. And yeah, no, it's nice to see the fans. Fans have always been welcoming, always been nice. Got a few that live near me as well, so I get to see them, see their kids, say hello to them. So it's always nice.
So that's your lockdown haircut then? Was that your missus that done the haircut, or did you get the clippers into that yourself?
No, so I've actually been learning how to cut hair, so my hair is actually not too bad. But it's not just like a butcher job. So yes, it's not too bad. Obviously over lockdown, I've been trying to learn a bit more how to cut hair. So.
Well, yeah, that's hilarious, because last week Kurt Broadfoot was showing off the fade that he's got in the side and whatnot, and that him and his wife were doing all of that, and you're thinking, this is absolutely mental. I'm feeling that we should probably do a Killy TV players haircut challenge and maybe get you to cut some fans' hair or a few other players' hair. That would be quite funny, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I won't charge as well. I won't charge.
That's a deal. We can put some of the proceeds then to the KCST or the Killy Trust. How about that one?
Yeah, go on in.
That'll do nicely. Although you're not cutting my hair, absolutely not a chance. I still ring you still get back to me from that first interview, so I'm worried that you do a number one all over.
Oh, no way.
So another thing as well during lockdown, Miles Anderson. Let's talk about Miles, a guy that you've played with previously before coming up. I'm thinking right, it was Hartlepool United. Is that where you guys played together? Was that right?
Yeah, where we played it. Yeah.
So you were helping him with these doing his bit. Obviously, he was trying to support the NHS and whatnot. How did all of that come about? Is there a backstory from Miles' side?
I think it was just Miles is a really nice guy, and he's always been willing to help. And I think one of his friends is actually a doctor, so he wanted to just give back a little bit, because obviously he knows what he's been going through, the hours and crazy stuff that he's had to be doing, especially with this pandemic. And I think he just wanted to give back. So he started this the movement with the NHS, and it started like a tiny project, and it ended up him being on Sky Sports, it growing, and him being able to get the whole of the National League behind him. Got a player from each team, and they were doing the marathon, because obviously the marathon was cancelled.
Yeah.
So he had teams doing the marathon. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of things with the NHS, and I applaud him for doing that. Really do applaud him.
Yeah, it's been a tough time, I think, for everyone. It doesn't really need us to really touch more on it, but it's not been the best of times. But I think the NHS, in fact, you can see probably over our shoulder here, we've got the East of Scotland Supporters Club. Their flag is here, and it says to all the staff at NHS, "Thank you very much." I'll just move my head out the way a shot there, and you can just see that. So I think that that captures the mood, I think, from everyone across the country, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's been a tough time, but yeah, I just want to say I hope everyone's sort of pushing their way through it. I know mentally it's really tough, even just like us now doing a Zoom call rather than doing a normal interview. So it's a few things that will be changing, but hopefully within time things can get back to normal. And I hope everyone's just staying safe and looking after themselves.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I prefer sitting doing these interviews in whether it be the Legends Lounge or the Champions Lounge or anywhere else within the stadium, to be fair. But we're making use of the situation, and luckily, like you say, technology is helping us do that. And of course, that'll help you get through lockdown, as we've just said. Without having to do that 7-8 hour drive to London, at least you can still see people. Which is a huge thing for people's mental health just now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so a lot of people are doing FaceTimes, like group chats and stuff like that. So yeah, technology has really taken a step and helped us sort of stay connected as much as we can.
Do much of that with the rest of the team? Like, tell us first of all who are you quite close to in the team, and where are you guys doing a lot of FaceTiming and whatnot during lockdown?
I'm close with everyone. There's not really anyone that sort of stands out, because obviously we've all missed each other, and obviously coming back to contact training has been brilliant, because obviously we can all just like start kicking each other now. So it's been fun doing that. But now just getting back into just normal training, just getting back into the change room. Like it's such a small thing, but when it's taken away from you, it feels crazy. Like we was coming in, just sitting outside in the stands, and now we're just coming back into the change room. The banter's flowing, everyone's laughing, people are getting terrorized. So no, it's all fun and games. Things are getting back to normal, and yeah, we can sort of really, really focus on the season now, because the season's really around the corner. So we just got to stick together. The team morale's nice and high, and we're just looking forward to the games now. Looking forward to these pre-season games, get us ready for the first game of the season.
You're talking about being back in the dressing room there then. Last year, when Stephen Hendry was with us, there would have been a bit of crossover. We Hendo or Steph, when you came in January, he was renowned for being a bit of a dressing room DJ. Aaron McGowan since told us, in fact, there was a lot of us sitting at lunch the other day at the Park Hotel. Aaron at that point had said that all of Stephen Hendry's tunes were from him. Has Aaron McGowan assumed that, or have we got a new dressing room DJ?
I can't lie to you. The music last year went great. it worked my type of music. But Kurt Broadfoot, he put a few good songs on. I had to applaud him for putting a few good songs on. But some of them are just really old, like country songs. That's not really. So I'm hoping this year the DJ's a little bit better. Fingers crossed.
Well, I'll tell you this for something right now. Nobody from that dressing room is getting to pick any of the pre-match tunes for the tannoy in the stadium. Not one little bit.
Well, maybe Aaron, because obviously Aaron said he's a good DJ. I haven't heard any music though, so could be hit and miss.
I'd quite like to see Aaron try and DJ. I'll need to bring my decks in one day. Once the social distancing's kind of gone, we'll bring in the decks and we'll see just how good Aaron is.
Yeah, good he is, yeah.
What's he like at training? Everyone is talking about him. We had that interview with him when he signed. A lot of guys here were delighted that he signed for us, because it means they're not going to get kicked on a Saturday from him, because he is famed for leaving one on, shall we say. The boys had their banter with him. Is that still going? Still a bit of a joke with a jab on him, isn't there?
Yeah, no, he's a character, man. He's a character. First day he came in, we clicked as if we've known each other for looking years. So, no, he's a really nice guy, funny guy, and yeah, he's aggressive. He's aggressive even in training. So you just got to make sure that he's on your team, otherwise you'll be leaving training limping.
That's the last thing you want. I want to talk to you. Like, obviously, you play football. Everyone, and it annoys me when players say or don't really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really kind of announce who they support. Obviously, I'm a Kilmarnock fan. Always, never had the fact that I'm a dying of Kilmarnock fan. But you're a Gunner. You like Arsenal. You're a big Arsenal fan, aren't you? That's something that maybe not a lot of people know. I was going to say you're from London, so does that count as them being your local team? Then does it?
There's way more local teams there, but I think it's just from my brother. Because my brother, he was a big Arsenal fan, and obviously growing up with Henry on the back. So since then, that's it. It's been Arsenal.
Have you had many memorable games at watching Arsenal, or what do you do? You get any ones that kind of stick out or anything? So
this is a weird one. So I watched them a few times, but the first team I ever went to go watch was Fulham, Craven Cottage. So that's closer to me. And obviously we done it as a team when we was growing up. When we was like 15, 16. We done it as a team, so we all went as a team bonding to go watch Fulham. So
that's it. Can you remember the game? You remember who won or who played?
It was against West Brom. Oh. I'm pretty sure it was like 5-0. Pretty sure, something like that. This is years ago, so I've got a memory of a goldfish. So,
it's impressive that you can still remember that. That's pretty good, to be fair. So, are you quite happy with how Arsenal are playing at the moment? I mean, I think Arsenal are absolutely bonking,
no. It's a team that you love them one week and then you hate them the next week, and then we've got so much quality. We've got players like Ozil on the bench, not even on the bench, not even playing. I don't know. Football's a funny game, isn't it? Football's a funny game.
I was going to say there, you love them one week, hate them the next week. That sounds like you boys. That sounds like how a lot of us feel about you boys.
I hope not. I hope you can love us all the time.
Nah, we love you all the time. The colour, the language might be colourful from some of our supporters, but deep down, that love is always there and will always burn. Yeah. What kind of hobbies have you got away from football then? What's your jam? What do you like doing to relax? What do you like doing just to chill out after training and after a match?
So whenever we do get a bit of time, I've started to try and play a little bit of golf, but I know there's a few golfers in the team.
Rory.
And I'm nowhere near Rory's level at all. But when the weather's nice, it's always good to have a little golf range.
Have you down to the Gales to hit a few at the driving range down there yet in Irvine? Have you been down there?
Yeah, I've been down the driving range a few times with Greg Kilty. He's good at golf as well, so he's good.
Aye, I would love to give a few of the boys, including yourself, a game of golf, but I'm not sure. I think, well, in fact, what's your handicap? Apart from yourself, what's your handicap?
I don't have a handicap. I wouldn't know. I've never actually played to sort of get a handicap. I've played on the course a few times, but I haven't actually got a handicap yet. No.
Well, there we go. That's what we've got to try and do before the summer is out, is get you a membership at a course and get you 3 rounds down so we can try and get your handicap for you, mate. That would be good.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
I want to move on now to a section that we call the cheesy interview question section. This is the bit. This was Aaron McGowan that brought this to attention a few weeks ago. He's like, yeah, lads, great interview, not asking us all the dodgy questions, Sorry, that was quite possibly the world's worst Liverpool accent. But wait till you hear my Cockney one, mate. So I'm going to ask you in the style of Jim White from Sky Sports. Hi there. The cheesy interview question section. Are you good with this?
Yeah, all good.
All right. First question then. What's your goals and aspirations for the 2021 season, Nicke?
To contribute with goals and assists.
And what's the team goals for the season?
The team goals, obviously top 6, but if we can try and push and achieve more than we want, it's always going to be nice.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
In 10 years' time?
Yeah.
30, 37, wow. Maybe still playing? Imagine that.
That'd be good. Well, look at Kenny Miller. He's still playing at, 40 or something?
Exactly.
I think he is, isn't he? So yeah, that'd be not bad if you can still play at 37. And finally, then in the cheesy interview question section, Nicke Kabamba, who was your biggest childhood inspiration growing up?
Biggest childhood inspiration. Again, I'd probably say my brother and my parents.
All right, excellent. We've got now the quick fire questions. So this really gets in. This really delves deep into exactly who we're talking to and who we're dealing with. Because you know what the Kilmarnock fans are like. They like to think that you're one of your pals.
Yeah,
and that's that's because we're a big family. So first off, then on the quick fire questions, Nicke, what's your favourite food?
Lasagna.
Oh, right, no problem, Garfield. Thank you. What's your most hated food?
I don't really hate food, except for mussels. I tried mussels and they're just disgusting.
Pardon me, what?
Mussels, like the seafood.
Hang on, camera one. How on earth can you possibly hate mussels with a nice garlic sauce? Mussels are amazing, mate.
I've tried it once. I might be wrong, but I tried it once, and for me, it weren't nice.
Right, well, we're going to have to speak to Logan at the Park Hotel, or we're going to have to take you somewhere else, and we'll try mussels, mate, because this is going to have to happen again. Right, what's your favourite drink?
Lucozade.
Favourite restaurant?
Here, I would say Le Dragon.
Oh, Dragon, good shout. Favourite holiday destination?
We went to Bodrum one time, which was lovely, in Turkey. Bodrum.
Yeah. I thought for 1 second there you were about to say Whitby. What Whitby? What's your dream car?
An Audi R8.
Oh, nice. What was your first car?
My first car was a Ford Fiesta. Beast. Love that car.
Did you put a body kit on it and a banging stereo?
I put an exhaust and it blew up. The car blew up. So.
Nice. What's your current car?
I literally just sold it, but I had a red Scirocco.
Oh, nice. What have you bought in its place?
I'm driving a Mrs. car at the moment, but when I do get a new car, I'll probably get a E-Class.
Oh, E-Class is a good shout. Hang on, boys. Just the production team are all looking at me going, Gav, he's just mentioned the Mrs. car, but he didn't actually tell us what she drives. Is it a Toyota Yaris?
A Prius.
Really? A Prius?
Nah, not a Prius.
I was about to just stop the interview right there. A Prius. Get out. Go inside for air. What's your favourite TV show?
I'm more films, but the best TV show I've watched is probably Game of Thrones.
Nice. Favourite film then?
Focus by Will Smith.
Favourite best player that you've played with?
Best player I've played with? Wow. Played with some good players. There's too many to name.
Who's the best player that you've played against?
Oh, it's got to be the Celtic forward, Edouard.
Very good, actually, yeah.
Wow.
Is he? I mean, he looks like an absolute nightmare to play against. Is that exactly what he is?
He is. He makes everything look so easy, and he's so sharp.
It's just the way he drops that shoulder at times, though, as well. He'll just cut in, drops his shoulder, and away he goes.
Yeah, and he gets the yard and gets his shot off.
It's amazing. And most memorable goal?
It's got to be the one against Celtic. Has to be.
Yes, absolutely. That's probably a good place to cue the Celtic goal. Right, okay. That's the quickfire questions. And now, before we kind of wrap things up, I want to do Scottish sayings with Nicke Kabamba.
Oh, I apologise beforehand.
Right, I'm going to ask you a series of Scottish words and sayings, and I want to know if you know what they mean. So we'll start off relatively easy. Do you know what I means?
Means yes.
No.
Means hello.
No. N-A-W.
No.
No, yeah. N-A-W. The opposite of yes. No. I know.
I don't know.
Just say no.
No.
Correct. Do you know what going for your messages is?
Going for your...
Messages.
Looking through your messages. Check your messages.
No, I'm away. If somebody's mum or dad says, I'm away to get the messages, that means they're away to get their shopping.
Okay. No, I haven't heard that one.
Do you know who your ma is? If I say, your ma, do you know who that is?
It's your mum.
Your dad sells Avon. Do you know? You ever heard that one before? No.
No.
Yeah, dafty. Do you know what that means?
That means you're stupid.
Correct. A scalp on the lug. Do you know what that is?
A scalp on the lug.
A scalp on the lug.
No, I don't know what that means.
It means a hit in the ear, a clip around the ear.
Okay.
Do you know what a tatty scone is? Now, Brownings the bakers will be pretty annoyed if you don't know.
Potato scone.
Well done. Nice one. Do you know what reeking is?
Reeking.
Reeking. That is absolutely reeking.
Smells.
Correct.
Not bad.
Yes. Boggin. Have you ever heard of boggin?
No, not bogging.
That's absolute utter boggin. That means that's also disgusting, rubbish, stinking, the full lot. Keep the heat.
Keep your head.
Well done. Your cat's deed. Do you know what that is?
Your cat's dead.
No, that means your trousers are too wee. I didn't ken. Do you know what that means?
What, sorry?
I didn't ken. Do you know what that means? I didn't ken.
I don't care.
No, I don't know. Ken, I didn't ken. If you hear someone come out saying, "Oh, Ken, that was unbelievable," I ken, Nicky, you should have scored that, Ken. That means I know.
Okay.
Gonna no day that.
Nope.
That means going to not to do that. Please don't do that. And pure dead brilliant.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Excellent. And if someone says to you, if Kurt Broadfoot goes running up for a corner and says "Geezer horn," what do you think that means?
Give us a horn.
Geezer horn. Geeza space Haun. Geezer horn.
No, I don't have a clue.
Give us a hand. Come on, give us a hand.
Okay.
So you've all got for a call, Geezer horn. Come on. Or if somebody asks you to Geezer horn taking the cones out, then Geezer horn. So
Okay.
there you go.
Keep that one.
So how do you now feel that you are fluent in Scottish?
Fluent. Yeah.
Excellent. So you ken what I mean, aye?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. You can now communicate with any ref in the land and any player that you need to. Have you enjoyed your time on Kelly TV, Nicky? Don't say it was wrong.
Yes, I have. Thank you very much.
You actually said that wrong. You said that wrong. It should have been I have.
I have.
That'll do nicely. And any kind of messages, just as we're kind of wrapping up the last couple of minutes, any sort of messages for the fans, because obviously we'll be playing behind closed doors and it's really important if fans can and can afford it, obviously, to get their season pass to watch the game on Kelly TV for the new season.
Yeah, I would just like to say first and foremost, obviously look after yourselves. Obviously, let's try and get through this pandemic together. I know it's tough. It's going to be tough for us playing behind closed doors. And we can't wait for obviously the government guidelines to change and for everyone to be able to come watch the games and stuff. So try to be patient as much as we're going to try to be patient, and we can't wait to see you guys at Rugby Park.
Nicky, thank you very much for taking the time out. I'll let you go back and give your missus a horn with the messages after just coming back to Morrison's.
Okay, perfect. See you later, guys.
Nicky, all the best to you. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Take care.